Welcome to the Movie Draft Podcast. I am Ethan Simi, and today I am joined by my co-host, Ben Lawhorn.
It's the titular role.
And the hosts of the Movie Mavens podcast. First up is Annie Jaynes.
I didn't know I needed a quip.
And Carsen Greene.
Hi.
And today we are collaboratively drafting the Best Actress nominees of the 2010s. Now I know that's a mouthful. That's a big topic. I feel like it's probably our most intricate topic to date here on the show, on the podcast. Before we get any further, Annie, Carsen, welcome to the pod. We're so excited to have you. Are you guys ready to draft today?
I'm
Thank
so
you
ready.
for having us. Yeah, I'm stoked.
Okay. I know we were going over before we started podding a little clarifications, a little rules. Sounds like you guys come in with some strategy and you're trying to do a little manipulation. So I'm looking out for that. And I'm ready. I just want to let you know. So we're doing the Best Actress nominees of the 2010s. We'll go over the explicit rules here in a little bit, but I did just want to say right off the top, that does include winners. Like, we are not excluding Oscar winners from this conversation. I know you say nominees, and a lot of people think just the nominees. We will be doing winners. Ben,
The winners are also nominated.
They had to.
That's true.
You can't
That's
be a
true.
winner
Yeah.
without being a nominee.
That's true. I guess I in my mind, I'm like, oh, we got
You
winners.
see
We got to
two
put that in there.
distinct categories. Got it.
I do.
You
That-
see
that
the
might
winners and the losers.
That might clue you in a little bit to how I view this draft. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Ben, last week, really a few days ago here in real time, but as in pod standards, last week we recorded a biopics draft.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check in with you, see how you're feeling, because I feel like dog shit, and I really just shit the bed on that draft. I got to be honest.
Listen, anyone that can take their 14th ranked pick and make it their number 2 pick, I have to commend you. So wonderful job on that. I had a great time with the draft. I think it was a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to what people have to say about it.
Yeah, we're recording this before we have results for that draft. I do just want to give a quick special shout out to Mariah. Mariah, Sophie shared that you feel bad for me, and I appreciate that, and that means a lot to me. And I know that I lost, so thanks for confirming that. Even though I don't know you, that means a lot to me. Okay, let's get into today's draft. We did a collaborative draft a couple of weeks ago here on the show. We did a Star Wars collab ranking. None of us, Ben or myself, or of course you guys, Annie and Carsen, were part of that draft. So I haven't collab drafted something in what feels like forever in podcast times. Annie, how are you feeling about Best Actress winners, nominees, the Academy Awards for the 2010s? How does that all sit with you?
Looking back on this list, I'm realizing that the Academy sometimes gets it right, and sometimes they think they get it right. And they pick some movie that you don't even remember, or maybe you don't feel like you've even heard of. And
Yes.
there's a lot of surprises for me on the list, but some of the ones where they got it right also surprised me. So overall, It was a fun experience looking at this list.
So what I just heard is it's a crapshoot. The Academy Awards, you just don't know.
Yeah, it's yeah, maybe one day you're right, and then years go by and it's like, her?
Yeah, I agree. Carsen, do you have a similar sentiment when it comes to Best Actress nominees of the last little bit?
Yeah, I think. Sorry, I'm just looking at the list here. Do you guys remember when Billboards swept? What a crazy year!
Yeah,
that was weird. That was
weird stuff.
Do you think it? Yeah, I think it is kind of hit or miss. But also, I think it always, whoever the winner is, I think this is true in any category, I think it always reflects what's going on in culture and what we're interested in culturally. I don't think it always necessarily has to be the best performance or even the best movie, like stylistically or narratively. I think like whatever wins is a reflection of like just what we were into, which it's fun to look back on.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting, but this is going to really be revealed more and more throughout the night, but I just am I love to be fair. And so to me, I'm like, what if it was just what was the best?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the goal of the Oscars? Aren't we trying to determine like what the best thing is? I think that
not the Oscars,
interesting.
then we must. It must be us
We
tonight.
must correct this. It is on our shoulders to do this. Yes, 100%.
Yeah. I think there's obviously a lot to be said, and as we progress through this draft, I'm sure we'll kind of drudge up some of these topics, and it's a good kind of speaking podium for thoughts pertaining to the Academy Awards and the history of the awards in particular. Ben, we're doing Best Actress winners and nominees here. Of course, two lovely ladies joining the pod, weird dudes. I'm curious if our ideas and thoughts and the way we view the awards might split between the groups.
I think I'm so curious to see how the vetoes play out today.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting on what each of us appreciates as far as like performances and stuff like that, what we connect with. There's unfortunately a lot of stuff in here that I haven't, not a lot, but I'd say at least a third of it I haven't seen. And some of them I feel like deserve to be in the top 13 just based on the accolades they've received, but I haven't seen it. So it's like, I don't know. I'm curious to see how this all shakes out.
I would say a lot of the ones I haven't seen, it's a part of the reason why that's not my pick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 100%.
Also part of the reason why it didn't win. Like,
Yeah.
what is Albert Nobbs? Have you guys ever heard of that movie?
I have heard of it. I have not seen it though.
No, I have not. I think that's a very interesting point that you bring up. I've seen. I'll reveal a little bit of information here in the sake that we are doing a collaborative draft, which again, like every collaborative draft we do here on the pod, I always like to instigate like how much should we work together because it is a collaborative draft.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever tells me, and then everybody always swerves on me at the last minute, and they're like, fuck you, I'm just going to go with my list. So I'm just going to go into this assuming that's how we're all going to do
That
this.
we're going to swerve?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of course. Why would you be nice to me, Annie? Why?
Well, here's why. As I said it once already, I'll say it again. I just am like so fair that I'm like, let's make the objective best list and the best we can.
Yeah.
But
where's the fun in that, though?
If we go spicy, we go spicy.
I mean, you and Carson are obviously accustomed to going spicy. You guys do the spicy double feature on the Movie Mavens podcast. So I'm worried. I'm worried that you've got kind of, the high ground here in this situation. I've only seen 26% of these movies. I have not seen a lot of these films. And
Is that exact? Did you work out that percentage?
I did. I did the math. I did the math a little bit. I did some quick little math.
I need quick math.
In the same vein as I went into biopics, I was like, sick. I'm going to watch a shit ton of biopics. And I'm going to be like ready for this draft. I had this list. We've had this pod on the schedule for probably like 4 weeks now, if not more. And I was like, I'm going to be so ready. Like, I'm going to go through all of these. I'm going to try and come up with like some hot takes, some gems that we got in the pile here, keep things interesting. That didn't happen. And, that's just, I guess that's where I'm at. So I'd probably say I'm not feeling good as per usual here on the Movie Draft podcast. And every week I just question why did I even start this podcast? If not to hang out with Ben and Soph, my besties. Okay. Strategy? Anybody want to talk strategy before we spin the wheel of death here? Do we want to work together? How are we feeling about that?
No.
My strategy, as always, is to have a good time.
Yes. Let's all just have fun.
Okay. That's good. That's energy I can't work with because that's just an enigma. So that's cool.
My strategy is, I think it's to, I'm going to try to be either devil's advocate because I can't help it, or I'm just going to try to be just and fair. And if that doesn't work out, then I'm just going to, we're going to play the feminine card as much as we can here.
Yeah.
You guys should be scared, I think.
No, that's good. So there's two things I'm hearing in that. Number one, unpredictable. You have three different strategies, so this is no good to me. Number two, famously, as per our A24 podcast, people would know if they listen to that show. I'm famously anti-women. That's the bit on the show. I always have a thing about that. So drafting in this pod, if you're gonna play the feminine card, now's the time to do it because, I'm just a victim here. Okay.
All right.
I think we should spin the wheel of death. I think we should draft. I think we should do the rules as well before we get into the draft. Ben, do you want to go over the way that this works? If maybe this is a listener's first time joining us for a collaborative draft, how things are done here on the show.
For sure. And first, I just want to say, I think you always fall into the let's collaborate camp, and I'm very much, I want to get my picks on the list camp.
100%.
So I'm excited to see how this plays out with Annie and Carsen.
This is the thing. I ask the questions and I always forget to answer them for myself. I want to collaborate with you guys. I want to work together, and I want to make good on what the Academy got wrong. And I want us to put out a list that says these are actually the 13 best performances of 2010 through 2019. And
interesting.
Much like you, Annie, I want to be objective. I want to go with the best. And I feel like we got to collaborate a little bit in that. But I will say, there's a couple things on this list I got to have that are just, they have to be in certain spots. So again, we might swerve. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I've just,
sure.
I would have imagined the opposite.
Oh, okay. You think that I'm just selfish all the time. I just make it
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
fair.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, well,
That's where it is. Yeah.
That is another reason I started this podcast, so I could commandeer all of these lists for myself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I have 8 must-haves, so we'll see how many of those end up on the final list. So
Wow.
don't feel
Out
great
of
about
10.
it.
Out of 10.
8, yeah, 8.
I think I have 2. So
have
I
3.
feel good.
2.
Nice.
Okay, I have 11, with 2 of those being absolute fucking swerves. So I feel good that we only have 13 slots. We just get real cutthroat because I feel like the tide is turning. The more we vamp and the less time that we draft, I feel like things are getting a little bit more edgy. I like it.
Well, let's dig into it. As far as the rules, first of all, shout out Screen Drafts. Thank you so much for influencing the pod and having these rules. We have a 4-person 13 movie draft coming up right now. Drafter A, we're going to spin the wheel of death to find out who gets to pick what spot they want to be. Drafter A is going to have picks 1, 5, and 9, and they are also going to have 2 vetoes to use. Drafter B is going to pick 2, 6, and 10 with 1 veto. Drafter C is 3, 7, and 11 with a veto and the only veto override. And D has the most picks, but they're all kind of towards the bottom, 4, 8, 12, and 13. With the veto override, the only rule is you can't use it on your own pick. So if Ethan tries to play something that Andy wants to veto, but I think it's a good pick, I can override it. I just can't do it for my own pick. So yeah, that's the layout here as far as the abilities and the draft spots.
Yes. Okay. Couple more clarifications. Once your name is spun on the wheel, you do get to choose what drafting spot that you want to be. Is there any spot that anybody wants in particular going into this draft that you're willing to share?
Not that I'm willing to share.
I can tell you I don't want B.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. B sounds kind of appealing. Another thing worth noting that is different from other collaborative drafts we have done in the past and different from the collaborative draft that we will do in June. Sometimes these collaborative drafts only have a set library of options. So if we do like a Star Wars draft, we'll have 11 picks for 11 movies. Nothing gets left off the board. That B drafter spot, whoever picks the 2, essentially also gets to determine the number 1 spot. Now that kind of little flux is lost here on this draft because we have 50 potential options squeezing into a list of 13. So a little bit different energy with a couple of the positions and a couple of the spots here. So we're going to make a list of 13. These are going to be Academy Award years 2011 through 2020. So that would mean movies that have been released in 2010 through 2019. That is how we're going to clarify and determine this. And I hope that I read the directions to my own show correctly and that I don't try to nominate something that's not part of the list. But I guess we'll find out as we go. Okay. You guys ready to spin? You guys ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Okay. Oh, boy. I feel like not as much pressure as the biopics draft had, but still, like, I don't know if I want to pick first.
Yeah.
What was the pressure in the biopics draft?
Well, whoever got spun first on the wheel got to nominate the first film in the auction. And so that was a lot of pressure because
I see.
It essentially determined what the single best biopic ever was. And unfortunately, it wasn't Steve Jobs. So that's how things
It was
played out
not
there.
Steve Jobs, that's for sure.
What was it?
Well, I thought it was going to be Oppenheimer, but Ben swerved on me. It was not.
I did The Social Network is what I did.
That
with
is
the first
the
pick.
right answer.
Awesome.
Okay.
See?
Wow. Okay. We don't
Glad to hear it.
we don't need to relitigate Ethan's losses here on
Let's
I got
just bring it
Hannah's
up.
vote.
Tell me
We're
9.
good. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Hang it up. Call it good. We've moved on.
All right, let's figure out this order.
Okay. If it even when it lands on me, I don't know what I want. Well, isn't that just poetry? Oh, nice.
Oh, perfect.
Not me. Great.
Okay.
What are you going to
I'll
be taking there, Ben?
I'm going to think about it while we spin.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
yet.
We get
Very
spin
nice.
thinking time.
Yeah, you do. Okay. Not me again.
And I
Big
will
plus.
be thinking while it spins. Ben, are you announcing your answer now?
No, let's see who gets. Let's figure out the whole order, and then
Okay.
I'll make my announcement.
Wow. I don't know if I want it to be given to me, which it looks like that is. Ooh, that
Carson.
that is
You think
insanely
it's
close.
A. Perfect.
I do hate women, so this is great.
This is
Glad it's
here we
happening here. God damn
It's
it.
starting now.
Yeah, it's already started. I think I am very curious to have this veto override, so I'm going to go with drafter C.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go with drafter A.
Ooh, the number 1 pick.
Wow.
And
Handy,
2
number 1
vetoes.
pick. That's a lot of power.
Okay, I want to be D.
Oh, thank
Get the most
God.
picks.
Wow. I was petrified. I'd have to be D. Holy cow. Thanks, Carson. Working together already.
What-
Look at us.
Carson.
You're welcome. Carson.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Carson.
Carson?
Carson?
In high school, my friends and I would call each other names like that. Like, I think my name was
Bring
like
it back.
Anthony. Carson?
Love it.
Okay. Great. We have our spots. Carson, that means you are going to get the only back-to-back pick of this draft, and you're going to start us out in spots 13 and 12. A real energy setter for this draft that I'm quite nervous about.
Okay, no need to be nervous. I make excellent picks. Number
Hell yeah.
13. Number 13, we're going to give it to her because she went on an Oscar tour for over a year and she deserves it and we need to give it to her. It's going to be Lady Gaga for A Star is Born.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Let me just say that you can be in a room and 99 people will not believe in you. But that one, you just got to find that one.
That's all you need.
And I am that one. In this room of 4, I am that one. I think that Lady Gaga deserves to be on this list.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this film and I therefore feel like I can't comment. Like, I don't know how good it was.
I have seen it, and I think Lady Gaga is awesome in it. She is so good. I think this is a great choice to kick us off with. If anything, I personally might have it higher, but I'm just happy to see it on the list because she surprised me with her performance in here. Super powerful, very emotional. And yeah, I think it's a great selection.
Yeah, I think it's a really good selection. The reason I said oh boy is because I do think I would have had it a bit higher on the list. I'm just going through all of the Oscar nominations for A Star is Born here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nominations. Shot by Matthew Libatique, who got nominated for cinematography, which is worth noting because I believe he went on to work again with Bradley Cooper in a movie last year called Maestro. Ever heard of it? Pretty fucking
Not
good
eligible. Not
movie.
eligible.
Are we sure? Because let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question. If Bradley Cooper is not opposite Lady Gaga, if it's somebody else, could be anybody else, does she still get nominated?
She being this mystery
Yes.
woman?
Or she being Lady Gaga?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, does she get nominated for her performance in A Star Is Born? This
Yes.
is like her
Yes.
big break
Yes.
that she gets.
Yes.
In fact, I think that Gaga, I'm going to just say it. I think that Gaga outshines Bradley Cooper in this movie.
I think that that
She-
is right based on the scenes that I've watched.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you, Annie.
Quickly became a Bradley Cooper slander pod. Okay, great. That's really exciting. Okay. I'm not going to use a veto. I don't think any of us are going to use any abilities here. I think we're all going to. Are we all good with this? Lady Gaga from A
Yeah.
Star Is Born in the 13th spot.
I love it.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh my God, I told you guys.
Can I ask one? Can I ask
Crushed
one
it.
more Lady Gaga question real fast? Will she be nominated for Joker? Fully ado.
Yes.
Isn't that a musical? It's a musical.
It
You
is.
bet it is.
It would be
She-
a travesty.
To not.
Yeah.
No, to. Okay,
Oh.
sure.
Oh.
I see him outnumbered here.
Oh,
I see him
interesting.
outnumbered.
No, I'm with you, Carson. I'm with you.
No way. I'm
Okay,
with
good.
Annie. She has
I
to be
thought-
nominated.
I thought it's like let the girl act because they let like these movies have acting, I think, and then she also gets to sing, which she can do. So that's I was thinking best of both talents is how I was looking at that.
I mean, yeah, I do think it's important to keep in mind with this award. I'm curious if this will play at all, and I know we're just like doing conjecture for like 2024 Oscars, but I wonder if Joaquin Phoenix winning for his role in Joker will influence how the Academy feels about the follow-up film, and whether they steer a certain direction, whether they go more into it and say, we're going to nominate him again, and we're going to nominate Todd Phillips, and we're going to nominate Lady Gaga and all of these things, or if they're like, we're going to give the movie one nom, and we're going to be like, yeah, we see you, and then we're going to move on. I know I've added nothing in terms of beefy opinion with that. I realize that, but it'll go one way or the other is how it's going to go. Okay.
It always does.
It always does.
Amen.
Carson, you got another pick.
Yes. Okay, I'm so ready. Okay, for number 12, you guys are going to love this. It's going to be Viola Davis in The Help. And the reason I say this, The Help, I watched it recently, did not age well as a story. However, I think I would watch Viola Davis quite literally do anything. And she just does so well in a drama role. What was that movie she played opposite Denzel Washington? Fences.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember her performance? Like, that was quite literally incredible. And I feel very similarly, although The Help is not as heavy and I think it's like not as dramatic and there are lighter moments, I think that Viola Davis just gives like a very solid, just very grounded performance in this movie.
Yeah, I have a vivid memory of watching her in that movie, and I feel like it's so iconic that there's like really specific details burned into my memory, like when she takes a breath or when a tear falls. Like I have that shit clocked now because she is just like a magnet to my eyeballs. She commands the screen. Great choice.
Yeah. She also gave us You Is Kind, You Is Smart, You Is Important, which I said to a dog that I was walking yesterday.
It sticks with us. It's in the culture. You know?
Yeah.
It's in the culture.
Permeated the culture. I haven't seen The Help, so I can't really comment on this pick. I can comment on Viola Davis, like as a whole. She gets nominated. She's been nominated for 4 Oscars. Of course, winning for Fences, like you mentioned, Carson. She was nominated for her role in Doubt. She's in that movie for like 4.5 minutes. So
Tracks.
if that's anything, then yes, she needs to be on this list. She should be on this list. Great pick, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to watch The Help.
Thanks.
I need to see it as well. I can't really comment on it, unfortunately, but it's Viola Davis. It's hard to go wrong. You know what I mean?
T.
I love it.
She has not won an Academy Award in 7 years. Do you think she's going to win another one at any time? I mean, she got put in the Suicide Squad, and she's kind of going around, and she's supposedly supposed to be part of Peacemaker season 2. Do we think her real days are over?
No.
Viola Davis?
Just asking.
No. No.
You
The
guys-
best days are ahead.
I did the percentage, and I've seen 59% of these movies.
Ooh.
Wow,
I think,
nice.
or maybe it's 52. Oh my god,
Good stats.
I'm in the 50s, and now I want Carsen to answer, because what if we're getting real time like stats on, I don't know, audience of movies with strong or good supporting female actresses?
Mhm.
Could be interesting.
Could be interesting.
Like The Help, I'm curious. Wait, that also could be an Alabama thing, because Carsen and I are from Alabama. I'm sorry. I love these little stats, and I love to
Wow.
play it fair.
Okay, wait. You want me to tell you how many of these movies I've seen?
Do you know the percentage? Or yeah,
Um,
you could just tell us how many you've seen, because it's out of 50, correct?
I could figure it out.
Okay.
Give
My
me a
percentage was
few. Let's move on.
56. All right, let's move
Okay.
on. So sorry, you guys.
I think it's worth noting Viola Davis has 11 upcoming projects documented on her IMDb. 2 of those, of course, being in the DC universe. But I
That's a
believe
good-
one of them in development is an untitled Harriet Tubman project. Look, the Academy Awards loves a good biopic, and if she's ever going to win an award again, that sounds like the Oscar bait.
Absolutely.
Right there. So I could see it
Absolutely.
happening.
Will it be better than Steve Jobs, though? That's the question. I know you love that movie,
wow.
Ethan.
These questions set me up, and this is not fair. Just because I choose Steve Jobs, I mean, come on. Okay,
So I've seen 30 of these. I'm at 60% even.
Oh, okay. I
Wow,
thought
you
for some reason
guys.
you said, what was your percentage, Ethan?
I've seen
Remind us.
13 out of these 50.
Okay.
So I'm at 26%.
Okay, I think I have everybody beat. I am at I've seen 35, so that would be 70% of these movies.
Okay.
Wow, guys,
I
I
like it.
need to watch movies. I don't watch movies. That's crazy.
It
Don't
just
watch
has to be,
Albert
though.
Knobs. Don't
Yes,
watch
I
Albert
would.
Knobs.
I
You
will,
know,
I will
it's like you do, though. There's just so many movies. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, I'll clue you guys in a little bit. I haven't been watching these because I've been having to put my nose to the grindstone in the Pixar realm of things. We have a Pixar draft coming up. A little sneak.
Oh,
peek
and
for
isn't
everybody.
that like so much more enjoyable to watch all the Pixar movies?
I mean, I guess like to an extent, but like preparing for this podcast, it was like, wow, okay, all of these are Oscar nominated performances. Like, let me be really into these when I watch them. You know, like I can't just like flip on like Marriage Story and just be like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, yeah, just gonna fire this one up and feel real good afterwards. It's like, no, that's like
I wouldn't
it's like
fire
a big
that
deal.
one up either.
Yeah.
Whoa, I might have just unearthed a very interesting point of conversation coming down.
I'm
the
a
board.
hater.
You're a Marriage Story hater?
Yeah, I am a true hater.
Well,
I
this will get
I feel like when
interesting.
thinking about Marriage Story, I feel like Adam Driver whenever he punched a hole in the wall. That's how I feel about the movie.
That's a take. I'm happy for you, Carsen, and I hope this works out for you. I hope this works out for you.
Well, this isn't a bit, but with the 11th pick, I was going to go with ScarJo in Marriage Story. That's what I had fired up here.
Let's
I-
go.
I can get behind this pick at number 11 personally. I say all aboard.
I think we're just outside the top 10. I think she's doing a lot of great stuff in this film. I think she's playing off Adam Driver well. All the stuff with Laura Dern obviously works. very emotional performance. I don't know. I really enjoy this movie. This movie kind of messed me up a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know. I wanted her to get some recognition, I guess, on this list. So, yeah, I don't know. ScarJo in Marriage Story is who I want to go with. And also because I can't nominate Merritt Weaver, because I would love to nominate Merritt Weaver. But, yeah, that's my number 11.
Carsen, would you veto that, or are you saving your veto for a worse take later in the show?
Yeah, you guys can have this one.
Okay. All right, cool. I'm happy to hear that.
I'll just be stewing about it very privately.
In your mansion.
In my mansion.
Let me go take a walk around my mansion.
Next to the baby grand. Ethan, how do you feel about this placement?
I don't feel good.
You seem upset over there.
What? This is one of the 26 movies that he's seen, or the 16 movies that he's seen. No, wait, what's 26? 13. This is one of the 13 movies that he's seen, and I've already said one. So now we've got 2 on the board. This is dangerous for Ethan.
Yeah.
I'm running out of leeway here.
He's running out of movies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, look, I wanted this significantly higher, if I can be honest with you guys. So it sounds like Ben, Annie, you guys aren't going to do anything about this. Obviously, Ben, you nominated this. Carsen, you're going to let it fly because you only have one veto.
Okay, Ethan, I want you to think very hard about this, because if you put it on the board later, will it stay there? Just think. Just think about that.
It's a fair question.
Wow. Then
it won't be on the board at all.
Do we want
Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
I feel so small right now. I feel so bullied. I just shriveled up in a corner.
Is it?
Okay, look, so you do bring up a good topic, and this is always a collaborative draft phenomenon here. Do you veto in the hopes that you get it higher up the board and risk someone else vetoing that later on?
No. Just kidding. I don't know. I wouldn't.
Annie, let me ask you a question. If I played this higher, Annie, you've got 2 vetoes. Would you use a veto on this? Is that what you're telling me?
I might, depending on how high you want it.
Wow, really?
How high would you want it theoretically? Like 10?
It either goes 6 or 2. I mean, that's kind of... I'm not going to veto to get it one spot up the board. That's psychotic.
I'm kidding. We'll see. I could maybe stomach a 6. 2 is just out there.
I like it in the 6th spot too. I just wanted to get it on the board.
I agree with 11.
It's fine at 11.
I think it's good at 11.
That's a high risk, high reward situation right here. Is there something else that I would want to veto though? That's my problem. Is like, is there something else where I feel strongly enough where I was like, no, we got to veto that?
You won't know till we tell you.
Exactly.
Thank you for explaining how a draft works.
I'm still learning myself. That was me coming to the first conclusion.
What will I do? Yeah, look, there's too much risk. There's too much risk. No, yeah. There's too much risk. Okay. We're just going to leave it. Fuck. We're going to leave it.
I scared him.
You did. You really, really did.
It's locked in, so I didn't want to influence your decision either way, but I am the one person with an override while they both had vetoes. But
interesting. So what you're saying is if I played it at 6 and Carsen were to veto, you potentially would back me up as a brother.
I did say that I liked it at 6. So yeah, but unfortunately.
Too bad we locked it. Damn.
Too bad we locked it.
Okay, guys, look. I can just as easily delete it out of the doc and say it's unlocked and we can just move forward.
No.
Okay.
You change it after the episode just for your sake.
Yeah.
He cuts the audio and moves it to 6.
That's not how I remember it. I'm actually just going to splice all this audio. It's just going to be Ben saying, I like it at 6, and then it shows up at 6.
You're like, okay, moving on.
Okay. I think I regret that decision, but I want to be on the record as saying I would like this higher. I think it deserves to be higher. I think she should have won. I think Marriage Story was just stiffed that year in general. Weird year for great movies. Okay, that brings me to the 10th spot, and I've been so scared about what Carsen's going to do. I haven't thought about what I want to do at all. What should we do?
I love that, actually.
What should we do?
He's playing like 4 different games right now.
Oh boy, what should we do? Okay, I got to red mark the ones that I had on my short list that have already been played. That's a couple. Okay, I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna see what happens, and I feel good about it. I'm gonna go with
right.
I'm gonna go with somebody that I don't think has won an Academy Award. Let me double check before I put this out into the world, because I want to get my stats right. I want to be known as somebody that yeah. Okay, so she has been nominated for 5 Oscars and she has never won. Let me just argument number 1, why she should be on this list. Argument number 2, this movie is incredible. I'm going to be nominating Michelle Williams for Blue Valentine.
You gotta be
in
fucking
the number
kidding
10
me.
in the number 10 spot. Movie comes out in 2010. She gets nominated, best performance by an actress in a lead role. Doesn't win. Think she should be on the list.
For this movie.
Yes, Ben. For this movie.
You love
This
this
is our
movie
third
so
time
much.
litigating how good Blue Valentine is. It's very good.
I know it's good, but like top 10 is crazy to me, but
It kind of is.
What if
Oh my guys.
you guys should veto it? Someone should, but I haven't seen this movie, so I have no skin in the game.
Here's what happens, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys. If you veto it, Ben knows full well I have no qualms playing Blue Valentine as high up the board as possible.
we vetoed it on another draft just so you guys have a little backstory. I think Ethan played it at like 11 or something like that.
Tried to help you
And
out.
We kept vetoing it, and he ended up playing it at number 2.
Oh
And
my god!
It didn't deserve to be at 11.
Be
and he played
afraid.
it at 2.
Be very afraid.
So that's why I was like, I don't want to veto it. I just want to let him have it and move on.
I'm
Because,
fine
like,
with that because I haven't seen it. And Michelle Williams is amazing otherwise. So
Otherwise,
True.
and including Blue Valentine.
potentially, I
Also,
haven't seen it.
I mean, Ethan has only seen 4 of these movies, so we should just let him
Oh
have
my
this.
gosh.
It
That's
keeps
true.
going down the number.
He
Like,
only
every
only
time.
has a handful.
Yeah.
just let him
Joe.
have it.
Hopefully
Just
it'll
let him
get better
have
from
it.
Yeah.
here.
I'm so happy that this wonderful draft, every time that I'm on one, has turned into, well, let's just give the dog a treat here. Just let him have what he
Yeah.
wants this one time. And then us big kids will play the rest of the board. That's how I feel. And that's how things have really been shaken out. Can I ask you guys a question regarding her nomination for The Fabelmans? Now, I know pretty famously there was a lot of kind of conjecture around her being nominated in a lead role for The Fabelmans, and Michelle Williams' pretty consistent ability to maybe defraud some Academy Awards categories. Do you guys hold that? If something like that happens, do you hold
It's
that
not her
against
fault.
the actress?
But it's not-
I know that's
she
my
didn't
question.
she didn't ask for that.
Or do you think her PR team tells her this is where you need to go?
Girl, just if 5 people tell you you should do this, and it's like in your favor, like it's like, oh, a lead role, you'd probably convince yourself, yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really blame her at all.
I don't know that I blame her either.
Yeah, I don't blame her at all. Also, like, I just want to bring this up. Tony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs winning Best Actor that year. What was it, 96? And he was only in the movie for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-hour long movie.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So
Category
I think
fraud,
there are
not new.
Yeah, I don't think that's it. I wouldn't call it fraud. I think it's like the impression that it leaves on the film overall. I don't think it has to do with runtime or like screen time, I guess.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't disagree. I just, I think Michelle Williams is great in Blue Valentine, and she's here on the list, and I feel happy about that.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
You did
We
it.
did it.
Oh
nice.
man, I'm having a hard time pick my number 9 because it's like, do I just go with what my number 9 overall is? Or are you guys playing higher off your list in hopes of just getting it on the board at all?
You'll never know.
I'll never know.
Until we tell you. You'll never know.
You'll never know until we tell you.
I'm asking real kind. Oof. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna say Brie Larson for Room.
Is this your number 9?
This is my number 9, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I dig it.
I'm curious y'all's thoughts.
Is that like preceding a veto, Ben? Is that what I'm hearing?
Not from me. No, I think this is a very strong performance. And is it Tremblay that's in it too? Like who plays the kid?
Yeah, Jacob Tremblay.
Yeah. I think they both do a really good job in this movie. A24, shout out 24 Minutes A24. Yeah, this is a great selection, I think. It deserves to be on here.
I think I like it. I don't know. I think this is my pick for several reasons, but she is alone in most of that movie and therefore is carrying the entire movie. Mm-hmm. And they're in a really confined space. The camera's really up in her grill. And she has to just look like rough physically for a lot of the movie. And I think she's a really good actress.
Are you a big Captain Marvel fan, Annie?
No.
Just curious. Yeah, I think Brie Larson's really interesting. And I hesitate to kind of steer the conversation like towards her Hollywood trajectory, because I think it's fascinating that she wins this award in 2015 and then essentially goes on to spend the next 10 years like not making projects like that, like doing Fast X and doing Marvel and doing things that just like essentially don't work in her favor. And I think it is truly a case of like you're just picking the wrong things, which is kind of a bummer. I haven't seen Room. We haven't covered it on the A24 pod, but I think this is our first winner that we have on our list. Is that correct?
I think so.
I think everybody else has been nominated, and we have our first winner at number 9.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in regards to her career trajectory, I don't love Marvel movies. I like see them, I consume them, I don't love them. But girl's got to get her bag.
Yeah.
And she got the highest award you can get for an actress. Like she did it.
Yeah, fair.
And then she said, now time to get paid for it, bitch. And then
that's exactly what Gwyneth Paltrow did too. And we applaud her.
And not only was she just like in a Marvel movie, she was a main character with multiple films in her honor. So I applaud her. She'll be back on this. She's also young. It's like she can have another like phase of being an actress not in Marvel films. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. I think fingers crossed is a very important thing to put there. I think ever since she does Captain Marvel in 2019, if you look at her thing, she's in Just Mercy, which I think is worth like calling out with Michael B. Jordan. She's essentially in Marvel projects, Fast X, and Nissan commercials.
What is Fast X? What is that?
The 10th Fast and Furious film.
Okay.
The 10th in a franchise. Number 10. Movie number 10.
Wow.
So
again, getting that bag.
Tough.
Yeah.
That'd be tough for her. She was in an Apple TV miniseries called Lessons in Chemistry. I heard it wasn't super great, but could be signs of good things to come. Okay, we're keeping that. Brie Larson at number 9 for her performance in Room.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Okay, we are moving to pick number 8. Carsen, that would be you. I find it interesting. Nobody has used an ability yet. Just want to call that out.
You were close.
I was really close.
Really close.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, because you got your way, Carsen. It was fun for you.
I told you my whole goal was to have a good time. So mission accomplished so
That's what
far.
we're doing.
Okay. Congratulations.
Okay, for number 8, I think I'm gonna have to go with just like an extremely iconic role, extremely iconic film, and iconic character. I'm gonna go with Rosamund Pike in Gone Girl.
This is a great pick.
There is she is still. I see gifs of her all the time.
Mhm.
I still see compilations of this movie all the time. People talk about the cool girl monologue all the time. Like, this is such an iconic role. And it was like, I think it's just fun to watch this movie age, I guess. Because like, we look at this list and there's so many movies that we're just like, what is that? Like, I don't remember that. I never saw a trailer for it. What is this movie? Gone Girl, not one of them. Not one of them.
Yeah.
And so I think that Rosamund Pike deserves to be on our list for this role.
I agree with you.
Here.
Yeah.
I
I'm
agree,
with you
yeah.
100%. I just think she should be higher, so I'm going to veto your pick.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
I love that, and I agree with that. So we'll just pause our Gone Girl conversation because I had a lot of thoughts to say. That's exciting.
Okay.
Cool.
We've collaborated.
I'm into
I feel
raising
good.
it.
Yay. Okay,
you-
amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, so that means I get to say a new one?
Yeah, so you have to say another number 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another iconic movie, extremely iconic movie. Every time I watch it, I cry. Every time I watch it, I feel just so many emotions. And Saoirse Ronan carries this. It's going to be Lady Bird, Saoirse Ronan, Lady Bird. I really think that she deserved the win that year. Who even won?
That was
of
the
course,
three billboards.
Billboards. What a fucking year! I think that Saoirse Ronan deserved that win. I want to get her on the board.
Okay. I feel good about. I mean, I love Lady Bird. So I think that is one of 3. Oh, I guess out of 4 years, I've seen 2 of the movies for 4, and this is one of those years. Lady Bird is great. It is. I mean, I have so many thoughts. Never mind. I think this is a great placement.
I disagree because I want to be higher. You just played 2 of my top 3 picks. And if I had another veto, I would veto this to bump it up.
Damn.
Because I think this performance
Oh.
is so good. I love this movie. Yeah, I want it to be higher. Obviously, I can't do anything about it. I'm glad it's here. This was definitely one of my locks that had to be on this list. I think it's Saoirse's best performance. And I don't know. I think it's my favorite Gerwig film as well. Yeah, this movie's just great.
The
Laurie
Barbie
Metcalf.
slander.
I know. Coming for Barbie. $1 billion Barbie. But I love Lady Bird. I'm glad it's on here for sure.
Yeah, I think I like this movie and I like it here because last time Carson and I watched it for our spicy double feature with Brooklyn, also on this list of
Also
nominees.
an option.
I thought that Beanie Feldstein outshined Saoirse Ronan. I remember calling that out.
Nice.
And in a weird way that I didn't notice. So I love it here. I love it on this list, and I love this movie.
Amazing.
Nick.
Yeah. I like this. I'm kind of with you, Ben. I kind of want it a little bit higher, but I
Please
also
do it.
only have a single veto. Carson, you can't tempt me. I only have a single
Do it. Please do
veto.
it. Please do it.
I was gonna ask, is anybody gonna listen to Annie here? Annie's the only one with the double veto. She got one to blow.
Listen,
We're already at 8.
It sounds like everyone wants it higher, and
Do it.
let's
Hit
put it higher. Let's hit that. I'll hit that veto.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my God,
Hell
this is
yeah,
so fun.
brother. That's sick. Okay, well, I was going to say, can you believe that Saoirse Ronan's only 30 and she's been nominated for 5 Oscars? That's kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're moving her higher up the board. I think that's much deserved. This is great. Annie, collaborative. Once again, this feels so good, doesn't it, guys?
I love collabing.
Love a good
Okay.
collab. I'm excited for the next number.
now-
I get more nervous every time Carson gets vetoed because
If this
anything
is
can
going to be
happen.
bad, then it's your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
This is bad. It's on you.
Okay, final number 8 is going to be Sandra Bullock in Gravity. I
yeah.
rewatched this movie very recently. Ethan, you can't do that because you've literally only seen 5 of these movies.
This is not
and
one
I
of your
can't
13,
help.
is it?
I
You haven't
can't
seen
help
Gravity.
that Gravity isn't one of them.
I only watch good movies. I don't know. That's I
Oh
guess it's
my
from my house.
God.
Wait, is it because you would want this higher, Ethan?
No, I
He's
literally have
not
never
seen
I've never
this.
seen Gravity. No.
Sorry, wait. Have you seen Fast X?
Absolutely not. I value my life. Okay.
Okay.
Carson?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Well-
So your
Well, I mean-
burn just fell short. I hate to break it
I'm
to you.
upset because I want this higher. And I already
Really?
used a
Okay,
veto.
well-
Yeah.
Oh,
But I'm
guys,
not
going
this
to.
is crazy.
I would put this
Yeah,
is
I
like
mean,
my number
you-
3.
This movie is so just like, it's honestly just like an insane meditation on the human condition. And she is the entire movie. It's just her in a space pod floating
Yeah.
through space. Like, similarly to how you were saying about Brie Larson in Room, it's literally just a very close up
Wow.
shot of her looking kind of rough in a dark space pod. And it's like just an incredibly moving film. It's a moving performance. And okay, it's so crazy. Like, there's obviously a lot of combinations that are happening to make this to make the movie feel this way, but I think that her performance has a lot to do with it. That movie is so like the character is kind of anxious, and so then I'm anxious watching it,
Yes.
and I want like that is, dare I say, talent.
That is so true. That movie elicits a visceral reaction from you when you watch it. And that's why it's like one of my favorites. I thought that Gravity at number 3 for me was probably my spiciest take because I think there's a lot of Gravity haters out there.
Ethan being one of them.
It couldn't be me.
Exhibit
It couldn't be me.
You haven't even seen it. How can you hate if you haven't seen it?
Thank you, Annie. I appreciate that. Coming to back me up. Nominated for 10 Oscars, wins 7. Pretty much all below the line, which I think is interesting. But I guess I gotta watch it. Is kind of what I'm coming away with here. Should I watch Gravity?
This
Yes,
was a
tonight.
a top 10 theater experience for me.
Yeah,
I saw it
what,
twice,
guys?
maybe
It's a
3
movie about
times.
space. Like, how good could it be? You know?
extremely.
You should
It's-
watch it
no,
at
but it's
night.
like-
I love you just breaking down a film like that. Like it's movie, Uncut Gems. Like it's a guy who gambles. How good could it be? Who gives a shit? You know? Oppenheimer. A guy builds a bomb. Who fucking cares? No big deal.
I'm
Love it.
deceased. I can't continue with the show. Holy cow. I think we're done. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I guess we're sticking to it. I don't know. Annie, you want it higher? You still have a veto. I mean,
We're locking it in. I'm glad it's on the
okay.
list. I'm glad it's on the list.
Me too.
okay.
Yeah, me too.
Sandra Bullock for Gravity, a movie about space. Okay. Cool. That is
What-
going to
what-
be
you're
our
just
next
like a-
pick.
Reductive.
Yeah, you just don't like space.
No, I have nothing against space. I just, how good could it be? It's about space. Okay,
You could
I
find
think we
out.
should move on. I guess I could. Okay, look, let me be honest with you. I think part of the reason I have not watched Gravity is because I feel like movies about space probably should be seen in a movie theater to like replicate.
That's on you, brother.
The grandeur of space.
Where were you in 2013?
For real.
I don't know. I was like 19 years old trying to figure out what was going on with my life. I wasn't watching Gravity, so maybe I should have been. Maybe I would have been a better person today if I would have seen Gravity in movie theaters.
Yeah, that's the
You said it.
good timeline.
That's the
yeah.
takeaway.
That's the takeaway. Okay, Ben, you're at 7.
I am at 7. I'm playing something that is much higher on my personal list. But seeing how this stuff is going, I just want to make sure it's here. This is probably my personal number 2, but I've got to play it right now.
You don't have faith in us, is what you're saying.
You specifically, but yeah, I mean, in the process as a whole, we got to make sure. I
I'm
think
here to help.
we might have our second winner here on the list, if I remember correctly. Or no, Brie Larson won, didn't she? Did Brie win for real?
Yeah.
Brie won.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brie did win.
Okay, so maybe this is our third one. I'm gonna do Natalie Portman in Black Swan.
Oh, this is a great pick.
Oh.
Veto.
Yes, thank you, Carson.
Okay.
Veto.
Thank you.
You're
welcome.
Is that a good veto or a bad veto?
We want it higher.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
I can live with that.
I just know. I just know.
This is just where we start running into like everything should be higher. Now we have like
There's not enough room on the list.
we have 7 spots left, and now 3 things have been vetoed to be higher. So now we have like 4 spots left on the list. I don't disagree. Like I said, it was my number 2 overall, so I'm happily
You're with
vetoed. But
We
now I
got
just got to
you.
figure out.
Try again.
We got your back, though. We
Ooh,
got your
we'll
back.
see.
I
It's
swear
okay.
to God, if you say Ladybird,
he wouldn't- he
I
wouldn't do
would.
either
I would
like
just
that,
bump it
don't
up
worry.
1 spot. There's no way I'd bump it up 1 spot.
I
Deserves to
think
be higher.
I think that once we get to the top 5, I think we should have kind of a brain
discussion.
trust moment. I think we should parcel that out and figure out exactly what our plan is. Just
love it.
so nobody comes out of this on the wrong side.
Sounds good.
Because that would probably
Okay.
be me forgetting to play something that we all agreed should be in the top 3. So I'm just trying to cover my ass.
yeah.
All right. Well, fuck you guys. Not fuck you guys, but just fuck. in
Fuck,
general.
comma, you guys.
All right. Well, fuck you guys. Okay. Let's see here. I'm
I mean,
juggling
I feel like
between
there's a couple
2.
good picks.
Yeah, what are you between?
Well, I don't
don't wanna
necessarily
say?
want to say.
Okay.
Twixt
In
and
case
Keep your
somebody
cards
else wants
close.
it.
why?
Then.
It's collaborative. Tell us.
Nah, he
Let us
doesn't
help
like to. He
you.
doesn't like to have friends. He likes to go it alone.
It's true. I hate friends. Friends are the worst.
So it was a fuck you guys there.
Exactly.
Got
There
it.
we go. We sussed
Can't
it
help
out.
it.
Dang. All right. This is a performance. Oh, motherfucker. This is one I wanted more of, and we didn't get. And I think she deserved to play this role again. And I wish Fincher had carried on with it. I'm going with Rooney Mara in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Woo.
Nice.
This is my number 6.
Okay, cool.
It's good.
A little backup there. I appreciate it. I think this performance is awesome. I know Daniel Craig's kind of our protagonist here, but yeah, Rooney Mara's Elizabeth Salander is so good. I think this captured the book really well. I wish we had gotten the full trilogy from Fincher. That would have been amazing. This movie, I don't know. I love this film. I think he did a wonderful job with it, and I think she's a huge part of that, of the reason that I love this film. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a kind of a quiet role, but she just plays it so well. So, I would just want to get Rooney Mara on this list. So that would be my number. Is it 7? Yeah, number 7.
Yeah, I like that. I have no qualms. I think this is quite a good movie. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, nominated for 5 Oscars, I think. Have I seen this? Come on, get out of
Well,
here.
I mean, I don't
know.
Yeah, you've only seen 3 of these movies. Like,
You
we
can't
don't
keep
know which
depleting
ones.
my number. You can't keep doing this to me. Yeah, nominated for this role. I think totally deserved to be on this list here. I don't think this movie works kind of whatsoever if you don't have her juxtaposing Daniel Craig with the energy that she has. So
Yeah.
it's very kind of pivotal on her. This is a great pick, Ben.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
I
love
feel
it.
good about it.
I
glad it's
I
here.
I only saw it the one time, and it was just like incredibly deeply upsetting. I
Yeah.
watched it when it came out.
It's
I think
fair.
I was in college, and I just like couldn't stomach it. I was like, "What the fuck?"
It is really upsetting.
It's
Yeah.
kind of
So-
like really dirty boy Fincher, honestly.
Yeah. So like, I don't remember the performance. I just remember being literally scarred.
I remember that Rooney Mara is good. I do remember. I've seen
That
it maybe once or
probably
twice after.
tracks.
Yeah.
I think she's solid in this.
I agree.
Okay. We're at the top 6. I know we should have I know I said we should have a conversation once we reach the top 5, but I am responsible for playing the 6 card, and I want to set us up for success is what I want to do. So can you guys just remind me, we have vetoed Rosamund Pike. We want her higher. We have vetoed Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird. We want that higher. And we have vetoed Natalie Portman for Black Swan. We want that higher. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Ben's personal top 3 has been vetoed.
Is there anybody else that we have vetoed? Am I forgetting anybody?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm just gonna highlight these yellow so I know what we're working with. I just want to prove my camaraderie to you guys, my partnership, if you will, here on the show. Okay, so that would mean 3 out of our potential top 5 are locked in. And I have the number 2 spot. That could be really interesting. Should I? I feel like we're too deep into the draft for me to make jokes. I feel like you guys are gonna hammer me down.
Yeah, you already played a joke at 10, so let's play it real here. Let's go.
Good thing I wasn't like, should I play Meryl Streep in The Post at number 6?
Okay, but she was actually pretty good though.
She's
Thank
great
you.
in that movie.
So
Thank you.
honest, like,
Thank you.
and also great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll say
thank
it.
you. God, Carson, we finally agree. We're post-truthers out here.
Post-truthers.
I mean, I know you've only seen 2 of these movies, and that's
We have to
one of
stop.
them.
We have to
It's
stop.
good to know Post is one of them. Yeah.
This is crazy. Okay, so we want all 3 of those high up. Can I gauge a potential 6 here, because this is pretty high on my personal list, and I'm curious if we kind of have things locked in, how we're feeling as a group. What are we thinking on Emma Stone, La La Land, the win here? Is this like I can't
The
risk it not
win?
being on the board is what I'm trying to put out.
I think you should put it as number 6.
I think so too. I think that feels good.
Yeah.
It's like my number 5.
Yeah.
You guys are just so rude. You guys are so mean.
Well, I mean, they're answering your question.
Yeah, we're being honest. Put it on the board if you want it.
Because it hurt. Like, we disagree. What are you between? What would be your other one? Give us some more data here.
Well, I mean, look, I've got the number 2 spot, but I want to play nice, and I do think that some of the things we vetoed deserve to be in those 1, 2, 3s. I am between. I would really, really like to see Jessica Chastain for 0 Dark 30 on this list.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
No.
Then you better put it at
What?
number 6.
Guys, are we serious?
Oh, he's only seen 3 of these movies.
He's only
Okay,
seen 3, yeah.
let him have that one. You can have number 6, Ethan.
This
Okay,
is what
what's
I'm saying.
crazy-
You guys are like, oh, here's your kitty portion. Go eat at the kitty table.
What's crazy is like Carson and I don't often agree, and I often can't predict what Carson's gonna say. But tonight we've been really in sync, and I swear it's not
Yeah.
always
only-
like this. But we've
it
been
only
both
took
very.
It only took my abhorrent takes on best actresses over the last 10 years to bring you guys together.
Yeah.
I have 3 lists. I have this has to make it. I then have it'd be cool if any of these make it. And then I have either I haven't seen it or I've seen it and it shouldn't be on the list.
Yeah, let me guess. You're going to Sophie this shit and you're going to be like,
And
yeah, it shouldn't be on the list.
This is where it falls. This is
God.
where 0 Dark 30 is.
What
I
the
agree.
hell?
I agree.
What the
It's
hell?
fine.
guys?
It's fine. It's not top 13. It's definitely not top 6.
Also,
Okay.
it's a movie about bombs. How good can it be?
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Wow. Okay. Can I bring this back up? Didn't we veto Brie Larson as well to bring her higher up the list?
No, it was talked about. It was never vetoed.
Oh, is it on her? Okay. Okay. She
Number
made her list.
9.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I think
Wow, the Captain Marvel hate. Just throwing shade, Ethan. Jesus.
No way, man. I'm not pro Captain Marvel, but I don't hate it.
I really am feeling an Emma Stone in this moment, in this Chili's with us tonight.
Yeah, I think you should do it.
Make
Can-
it
can we-
happen.
Can we game out then? We have 2
No.
additional spots. What are we going to put there?
I have a for sure. My number 4 pick has to be on the board for me,
Okay.
and we haven't said it. And it's not Emma Stone, and it's not Jessica Chastain.
Okay. But I mean,
Okay,
it's
well,
also not one of the 3 that we vetoed.
True.
Oh,
I'm
that's
scared.
interesting.
Oh no,
So that
I know
would
what
be
it
our
is, and it
sixth.
deserves it.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
All
right.
Okay. In the spirit of collaboration and making sure this board works out for everybody's best interests, I will be nominating Jessica Chastain at number 6 for Zero Dark 30.
Oh, and I
I feel
will
really good about
veto
that.
that.
Yeah,
God
that's weird.
damn it. You don't have a veto, Annie. You've already used both of yours.
Just now, just in this second.
Yeah, Carsen
Uh,
vetoed the other one.
Yeah, Carsen
Yeah.
vetoed it.
Oh, really? Okay, so Carson is out of vetoes, and now Annie, that was your second veto, and now you're out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And now
Are
you're
you
the only one
sure
with a
that you're
veto.
not changing history to benefit you guys?
Oh, I'm positive. We could roll the tape back. We got it on.
Play
Ben,
it
did you
back.
want to override this? Did you want to do what's right for history and keep
Ben's
this
on my
For
side.
Zero Dark
No,
30?
I told you I would have done
Ben said,
ScarJo
"Fuck
at
that
6.
movie."
Yeah.
I had the only remaining veto. I had to step in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She saved the day.
Thank you,
You guys,
Annie.
this
Thank
You're
is-
you.
welcome. We all agreed
man.
earlier. I was the one that didn't agree on Lady Bird, and I used a veto because y'all 3 agreed on it. And you made me use
Yeah.
my veto because you
Okay,
couldn't
nobody
get in
made
line with
you
all
do
3
anything,
of
Annie.
us.
Let's relax. Nobody made
That's
you
true.
do
I
anything.
offered out of the kindness of my heart and in the spirit of collaboration.
She did it.
Yeah. And now I feel like you're doing it again. So thank you, Annie.
Absolutely.
Play.
Okay,
Play,
I mean, look,
No,
you
I
guys,
actually agree that this shouldn't be on the list.
okay, that's
Not
fine.
even
You
13.
guys- that sounds good. Okay, we'll go Emma Stone. We'll go Emma Stone for La La Land at number 6. Something that I personally have higher. I think she's quite good in this movie, and I think I think it's a good win. And she's on the list, and now everybody's happy, right?
happy that's not Jessica Chastain, I guess.
Yeah.
T. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We've resolved that issue with our.
We did
Okay.
it. All right. I'm going to throw
That's all the airtime I get on Emma Stone. You guys are like sick.
You,
Move
you
the
spent
fuck
it on
on.
Zero Dark 30.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you took it
you
all up
wasted
with
all
Jessica
your time.
Zero
Chastain.
Dark 30.
it's a
It's
veto.
a fine movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, whatever.
Emma
Sick.
Stone is great. She was my number 5 of the whole list.
see, look at that.
Cool.
And the reason I could have just put her there, but you brought up Zero Dark 30 and like, whoa,
Yeah.
I was just going to put her at 5.
Okay. Whatever, guys. I'm a little spun around here right now. Okay, I've got another pick that I got to start figuring out, and I feel like
It's
too much
okay. Take a
pressure's
deep
on the
breath.
line.
We will.
Yeah.
I want to work together with you guys on this. These
Get
are my
through
two.
it
This is what I'm
She says
between
as we enter the top 5. Come on.
of a collab
Yeah.
podcast list. All right. I'm between Gone Girl and Lady Bird, aka Rosamund Pike and Saoirse Ronan for number 5.
Rosamund
If it's
Pike.
I
worth
vote
anything,
Saoirse.
I would love to play Rosamund Pike at 3.
Yeah,
So let's
say,
put
I agree with that.
Saoirse. Ethan,
Okay, so
We're
nobody.
collabing, Ethan.
I was gonna say nobody took my opinion to do it.
what's yours? Well, we got
I said-
2
Have
votes.
you seen either of those movies?
No, I haven't seen
You've
2
only
of the
seen
biggest
2
movies of the
movies.
2010s. God.
He's seen these. What would you pick?
I would put Rosamund here personally. But if Ben wants it at 3, I have no problem seeing it at 3 either
I
way.
would
Like
put
I'm
it-
good.
I would put Rosamund above Saoirse.
Yeah, same.
I think,
Yeah,
but it's
go for
really close. It's like so close.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do Lady Bird here at 5.
Okay.
Good call.
That's for you, Ben.
It's a titular role. I'm with you.
Not really. I do think, performance-wise of just those specific movies, I got to go Rosamund Pike. Overall, like I don't know, Saoirse's really good. There's a lot to consider.
I'm confused. Which one are you going with? for
I've already.
5?
Sorry, Saoirse Ronan is a lock. I'm just now
At 5.
just
It's
Okay.
reflecting on my choice. Yeah,
Gotcha.
she's
Cool.
locked in.
Locked
I think
in, yeah.
I think it is worth noting that so she has been nominated 5 times. There's a lot of buzz out of Sundance this year for a movie called The Outrun. People are thinking that Saoirse's gonna come and win an Oscar. I know today, the day that we are recording, there was a new movie that premiered at Cannes that's getting a lot of like Best Actress buzz. So
Who
that
is
might
in
be
that
an
one?
interesting. I think is that Sean Baker's new movie that premiered?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Maddie
love
Mickelson, I think is her name. Madison Mickelson, something like that. So yeah, Saoirse could be in the conversation in 9 months for an Oscar. Is all I'm saying.
Right on.
Did you guys see Foe last year?
No,
I did
didn't
not.
watch that. Was that good?
No, it was bad.
Oh,
But
that's a bummer.
that's the last movie she did in my memory, I think. I think it came out last year. So
It
I'm
did.
glad she's in a good movie this year. Great.
She did it.
Yeah, she did it. Okay. Saoirse
Okay.
at number 5.
Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is wow, I just love this movie so much. I'm just thinking about literally how much I admire this movie and this role and like what she did. It's going to be Reese Witherspoon as Cheryl Strayed in Wild. Ethan, I know you've never seen this movie, but it's based on a book. And what this movie inspired, it kicked off. Reese Witherspoon opened a production company called Hello Sunshine, and she started working with female authors to get their movies made into films. And this was the first one that her production company did. And it's like, I recently read the book again, and it's just so moving. And just like the life that she gives to this performance is so just, it's inspiring. And also just like what she's doing in Hollywood is also really inspiring. And so it has to be on the board for me personally.
Cool. Can't
She
say
is-
much about that because if I say anything to retort that, I'm in the dump. So what are you gonna do?
Have you
really,
seen it?
Really set me up on that one there. What do you think, Annie?
No. If you haven't seen it, then
It's-
yeah, you can't say anything.
It's
But-
amazing though. You should watch it.
You should. I think you would really like the movie, actually, Ethan. Legitimately.
Is it good? She's just like backpacking though, right?
You
Like,
want to know what's good about it? Is it's one of the few movies as a professional editor I can point to and say this is well edited. And if you're into that kind
Oh,
of tech
okay.
shit, I recommend watching it.
Okay.
It's hard to
Good-
know what
good
good
advice.
editing. It's hard to know what good editing is, and there's a few movies that you can like point to, and that's one of them in my opinion. And her performance
seen
is
it-
really good. I think you might like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
A dozen times at least. It's so good.
Well, it's in the top 4, so it's got to be good. I would hope.
I feel like I'm on the outside here. I feel like this movie's fine. I don't remember much about it, but I'm happy that you got it on the list in your top spot. I'll say that.
I am.
Yeah.
We know that it's locked in at that spot, though. That's my
No one
question.
can.
Oh,
Oh,
are
you
you
can
gonna
veto.
veto me?
You can
Yeah.
veto.
Well, I
That
have.
would
a
make
veto.
sense
I'm
if you did.
just trying to test the waters a little bit here.
Can I ask a question, Ethan?
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to be so collaborative right now.
Usually if sentences start with that, there's a very big ulterior motive.
Actually, well,
Cooked in.
I'll be honest about it. Nobody's brought up Olivia Colman from The Favorite,
In The
and I'm just
Favourite.
wondering, is that
This is interesting.
on somebody's radar list? Because I just love her, and I don't know if it's just a me thing because I know I love her. But is anybody else thinking about this movie?
That's on my 8 that I wanted on there for sure. But I feel committed to playing Rosamund Pike, so
Yes.
it's not going to make it from me. But I do
love
think it
that's
belongs
fair.
there.
Okay,
What if-
Ethan.
What if I play Rosamund Pike for you, Ben?
No,
In the what?
I
I'm
can't
offering you
trust
a
you.
better spot.
no, I cannot
can you
trust
do
you
it-
to play it.
I have 100% faith. Come on. There's no bad faith in this deal.
I can't. I
You're
can't
get-
trust you that
okay.
you played it too.
So
What
you
would
would
you wanna
rather
play,
take
Ethan?
that risk than me potentially playing Jessica Chastain at number 2 just to fuck you guys over.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
God.
you
Why
can play
would you
whatever.
do
You have
that?
the only veto. Like, I can't control what you're doing. I can only control what I'm doing. and
okay,
I want to
wow.
play.
Go off, Ben.
That's-
Go
that's
off.
it.
Love that.
Ethan, do you like The Favorite? Is that a number 2, or are you debating?
Have you seen The Favorite?
Look, the only Yorgos movie I haven't seen is The Favorite. That's the only one I
Okay.
haven't seen.
Shit, I should have.
So we're in a tough. I'm just being completely transparent with you
Yeah, yeah,
guys.
yeah.
We're in a tight spot here with
We
the number
are.
of movies that I've seen because I've only seen 1.5 of these films. So like,
Yeah.
I'm getting low. I'm scraping the bottom of the potential barrel here.
Oh man.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not playing Jennifer Lawrence in Silver Links Playbook if that's what you want to hear. Like, these are the options
Nobody
that I'm
was
down
going
to
to.
personally.
No one was going to. Oh,
this
shit.
is what I'm saying. So if we want to think positively here,
What if you just take
wheel and
our
deal?
word? Take our word that Olivia Colman in The Favorite is like number
Absolutely
2
not.
material.
No, absolutely not. That's psychotic.
It's a movie about a queen. How good can it be?
I love movies about queens. Okay, come on. That's good stuff right there. That's really good. I would never pick a movie that I haven't seen, and I would never pull a Mamma Mia. Okay, I just want to put that out there right now. I have to have seen the film.
Listen,
In good
Mamma
faith.
Mia was great. Mamma Mia was great. I'm glad I picked it.
If I veto this, Carson, you can play something else. Ben, you can play Saoirse at 2. I will play Rosamund Ben, you can play Saoirse at 3. I can play Rosamund at 2. Annie's got the number 1 spot. I mean,
Well,
it
Saoirse's
seems like a
already
good
on.
deal to me.
We got
Oh.
Saoirse on.
You're talking
Who
about
else? Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman.
Olivia Colman
Well,
or
these are
Natalie
the-
Portman. I was gonna put Natalie Portman at number 1.
Yeah.
How do
Okay,
we
so
feel
Natalie
about that?
Portman number 1. Who Ben? You want to play what? At number
Rosamund
3.
at 3.
Okay.
That
And then
means
we were
what
going to
would
play
you
Ruth
at
Weatherspoon
2?
here. That means I have the option to play something at 2, which would inherently have to be Olivia Colman.
Olivia Colman, but you would be willing to play a movie you haven't seen?
That's
And
that's
also
my problem.
veto a movie you haven't seen?
Well, I like to keep things interesting.
That I can see. But either way,
Should we?
you
we
were trying to get
overlooking-
Ben. You were trying to get Ben to play Olivia Colman because you have seen Rosamund Pike.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but Ben
I would
doesn't
feel better.
trust
I would
you.
feel better about that.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Can
don't
I
think
trust
Rosamund
you?
Not to trust. Look at this
belong-
face.
I don't think she belongs at number 2.
Rosamund?
that's fair.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay,
I just
well,
want
now
Coleman
we're, now
in the
we're,
mix.
Now we're worried about semantics. Okay, this is interesting.
Well, it's fair, but if it's like, is it Coleman? Is it Jessica Chastain, or is it Rosamund Pike at number 2?
It's really up to you guys at this point.
That's our
Oh my
options right now.
Just I'm just throwing it out there. Are we overlooking Meryl Streep in The Post? I don't know. Should we
Are
have
you
this conversation
vetoing?
again?
Are you vetoing Carson right now? For
Yeah, are you
Wild?
vetoing it? Let's move on.
I don't know, Carson. Should I veto it?
It's completely up to you, but this is going on way too long for number 4. Let's move on to number 3. Veto me or don't.
I don't like being put under pressure like that. I don't like being down to the wire. Okay, I won't veto you. I'll let you keep it.
Okay.
I'll let you have it.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, Ben.
Even though I disagree, but it's okay.
we know what's coming.
Ethan, I'm putting faith in you.
Do it, brother.
Oh.
You should trust nobody more than myself.
That's recorded for everyone here.
He's going to
Cheer.
put Jessica. He's going to put
If
Jessica.
he puts Jessica, we're
Justice for Zero Dark 30. Come on.
no.
I will play
Come on.
Olivia Colman in The Favorite
my
at number
God.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Where she belongs.
A wonderful film, a wonderful performance. Holding her own with Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz. Emma Stone at number 6. We all love Emma Stone in La La
Cold.
Land.
Cold.
Big fan. No, I'm giving you praise. That was a wonderful selection. Favorite's a great movie. I don't know. I have nothing smart to say about it, but Olivia Colman is fantastic. Her scene where I think about it all the time, where she's walking off and yells at that kid, like, "Are you looking at me? Are you looking at me? Don't look at me." Like
Yes.
I love that scene so much.
Look at me. Stop looking at
Look
me.
at me. Stop looking at me. Yeah, she's amazing. She won for this as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. And then Emma and Rachel were nominated together for supporting, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. This is such a stellar performance, and I'm putting faith in one of my favorite people in the world to not break my heart. So I'm just going to end with that.
I want to tack onto that for your sake, Ethan, that The Favorite is like my 3 favorite female actors in a movie acting together. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so good.
it's great. You should check it out sometime.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got girls kissing.
Or that
well,
too. But
Now we're in some interesting territory.
Let's cut to the chase here for what he wants.
I've got
Do they
nothing
kiss?
against The Favorite. I have been wanting to watch The Favorite for quite a while. I actually own it on Blu-ray. Like I have the movie.
I'm just enticing you. I'm just
pro
enticing
The
you
Favorite.
then.
I just
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet. I just haven't gotten around to it. I do think it's interesting. The Favorite, obviously nominated for lots of Oscars. I think it's interesting over the last 5 years how Yorgos Lanthimos has kind of become this like oddball Academy man, and like
So
the
true.
Academy loves him, and he makes weird shit. And I think it's like the one, maybe like 2 or like small handful of exceptions to the rule of like what the Academy likes. Because Poor Things obviously saw a kind of a big usurp in a couple of categories last year.
Totally.
Okay, so what was I supposed to play? Just kidding.
Just
That was
follow
a
your
joke.
heart.
Guys, that was a joke. Relax. Wow. Holy cow. God.
Dead silence.
Daggers. Okay, I will be playing Rosamund Pike from Gone Girl, a movie that I love, that I think is fantastic, that I think demonstrates how powerful and effective and fucking cool a good monologue in a good movie can be. Thank you
Cool
for
girl.
coming to my speech.
You're a cool girl.
Great speech. So true.
I
This
feel
is
like
the
a cool
only
girl.
movie on the list that Ethan has seen. I'm glad that we got it on
We
the
got
list.
the
Yeah,
one
it-
movie he's
It
seen.
actually is. Yeah, I've only seen the monologue on YouTube. I haven't seen anything other than that. Ugh. I could have just done the most dastardly thing. I couldn't do it though.
You know,
didn't have it
because
in
for
me.
the integrity of the list,
Yeah, well, that's something this pod strives to have is honesty and integrity.
I'm
And
looking at
every
the
week
list.
it's undermined.
And I'm like, that's a damn good list.
It is a really good list, except there's one.
There's
no,
one exception.
There's two exceptions.
Give me a fucking
don't
break.
say too much
guys.
before
What is
he
going
takes
on?
it back.
I haven't
Can't do
locked it in. No, I'm just kidding. It's locked in. It's locked in.
All right.
This list is as cool as her hair flip after she kills Neil Patrick Harris.
That
Oh my
is
God.
maybe the hottest anybody has ever been in a movie ever.
It's amazing.
Isn't she-
That whole sequence.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Carson? Sorry.
Oh, isn't she covered? Isn't she covered in blood in
Covered
that
in
scene?
blood.
And okay,
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
love it so much.
fun.
Yeah,
I might be
this is-
revealing too much of my personal preferences here on the pod.
I'm
hey,
really
I'm
happy to
not.
see
I'm
you
not
on
gonna
here.
kink shame. Okay, I just needed
Yeah.
to double check.
We're very
Everyone's
kink
got their
positive on
thing.
this pod. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not gonna yuck your yum.
Except everybody hates my picks all the time, so I feel
That's
like
a different thing.
that's okay. Good to know.
I think it's just the Blue Valentine.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
gotta
do
have
everything in my
But it's a
power to
bummer.
get society to realize it's a good movie. But
It's a bummer because
that-
Michelle Williams is legitimately amazing
Yes.
Yeah, we love
of an
her.
actress.
right. So
I
she
see where your
should be
head's
on
at.
this list, is what I heard. But that's
I
okay.
see where your head's at. Okay, number 1. It's Black Swan. It's Natalie Portman.
Right where she belongs.
Do you guys
Absolutely
agree with
agree.
that? Yeah?
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we're all in just full agreement on number
Mhm.
1.
Unanimous.
What was your number 1, Ben?
Rosamund Pike is my favorite, but Natalie Portman deserves to be at number 1 for sure.
Fair.
My number one was Reese Witherspoon, and if you look at how I picked, she ended up being my number one, which is fine.
She did.
But-
Oh, nice. That's good.
I'm happy with Natalie Portman as number one. That movie is fucking insane. Are you serious?
So good.
It's so good. I want to go watch it just like in talking about it for 2 seconds with you guys.
Mhm.
Honestly, me too.
Again, like also like you mentioned earlier, Andy, but like as a video editor, like I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, there are so many things in this from like, how in the fuck did they do that? Like it is, and even after watching the behind the scenes, I'm still kind of like, how the fuck did they do that? Like it's amazing what they pulled off. But her performance, her and Mila Kunis like playing off each other is amazing. This deserves to be at the number one spot for sure.
I'm glad we're all in agreement.
We did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
we did it.
One
Some of
little
us feel
hiccup
better than
aside.
others, but that's okay.
Great
Little
list.
hiccup.
Wow, you
And now-
you guys stand for your projects, and we fucking let Reese Witherspoon be at number 4, and then you guys are like, yo, we fucked up at number 10. This is insane. This is insane.
Reese Witherspoon at number 4 is appropriate.
Yeah.
You had a veto.
I did. I also like to have friends in real life, you know, and I value Carson's friendship, and I don't want one draft pick to really come between us.
That's
and so
fair.
that way,
No.
Carson and Annie, when you guys come back for another draft, it's all claws. I'm just gonna.
Oh,
warn you.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's
Okay.
what would have happened, though. Here's what would have happened is
Okay,
you
yeah.
would have vetoed me, and I would have picked Natalie Portman, and then de facto Annie would have put Reese Witherspoon at number 1. That's
Ooh.
just like, I know we would have done that.
Interesting.
Oh, I
like
would have
it.
fainted on the pod.
I
That
like
would have
it.
been unacceptable.
Yeah.
And like,
Good.
it's like
okay.
none of us want that. None of us want it.
Yeah.
Let's just let it fly, you know? We want
Okay.
Natalie Portman up there. I totally would have done that. So
Wow,
true.
that is the craziest thing. You
So
guys
it
call
worked
me
out,
crazy.
honestly.
That's insane. Wow. A movie that
Well,
I have never heard anybody talk about at all, ever in their lives. You guys are like
Wild?
that. That would have been number 1. Yeah.
I saw
Okay,
it.
well, but it's about it. The reason that it's not in your sphere, and the reason that you don't hear people talking about it, is because it's a woman's story. It is like a movie about a woman. Like it's about her grieving her relationship with her mother who just passed away. She's like on this soul journey. Like it's a woman's story. It connects with women. It's written by a woman. It's starring a woman. Like it makes sense that you just aren't in the wild circle, but I think you should watch it. It's so good.
I
Will
saw
the
this
Wild
film-
Circle accept me? That's what I want to know.
I accept. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on in, bro.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome.
I saw this at Telluride Film Festival, and Reese Witherspoon was there, Laura Dern was there, the gang was all there, and it was like transcendent. And then when it came out, it was kind of quiet, but it was at Telluride, so somebody saw what the movie had up its sleeve. And maybe we'll have to have a double feature involved just to make
Ooh.
you, Ethan, if you come on
Ooh.
as guest,
Yeah.
watch it.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Wow.
like it.
I would be so down for that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, a
Wild
wild
And Zero
and
Dark
gravity.
30. Oh yeah, Gravity. I watched that.
Yes.
2 women. Yeah.
I am unfortunately busy that night. That's
No.
crazy. Wild how that works. What a bummer. Okay.
I do think it's interesting. Sorry, I know we want to move on, but like the only year we didn't pick a movie from 2012. We
Oh,
did
that's
talk
interesting.
plenty about Zero Dark 30 and a little about Silver Linings Playbook, but that's the only year that's not represented on this list. So I know Annie talked about that earlier. It's like kind of cool. We kind of spread it out for the most part.
Well, that's true. We did. And of my list, that's the one year that I didn't pick one and picked 2 in some other category.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I will go on the record. I stand for Zero Dark 30, and I stand for my mother. That is Jessica Chastain. And look, I tried my best. Okay, I tried to get you on
Gave
the
it a
list.
shot. Yeah.
I gave
I
it a
actually
shot.
do like Silver Linings Playbook. I just don't know if it's top
How
13 material.
That is incredible that you just took my praise for Zero Dark 30 and then you just flipped it right around to Silver Linings Playbook. I both admire you and I despise you. That's fantastic. My boy Bradley Cooper and my boy Bob De Niro fucking putting in work on Zero Dark 30 on Silver Linings Playbook. Oh man.
Wasn't it Catherine? Was it Catherine Bigelow?
Yeah,
Zero Dark 30. Yeah.
You bet
Yeah.
it was.
She won over James Cameron, her ex-husband,
That's
Taking
Avatar.
down Avatar.
Yep.
Yeah, for the Hurt Locker.
Good
Talk
for
about-
her, honestly.
Wow. She likes war. That's kind of
she
badass.
does.
It's pretty cool. Okay, let's go over our
It's
list
the
here.
trauma.
We have completed the Best Actress nominees of the 2010s collaborative draft. At number 13, Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born. Number 12, Viola Davis for The Help. Number 11, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story. Number 10, Michelle Williams for Blue Valentine. Number 9, Brie Larson for Room. Number 8, Sandra Bullock for Gravity. Number 7, Rooney Mara for Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Number 6, Emma Stone for La La Land. Number 5, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird. Number 4, Reese Witherspoon for Wild. Number 3, Olivia Colman for The Favorite. Number 2, Rosamund Pike for Gone Girl. And number 1, Natalie Portman for Black Swan. I'm with you guys. This list kind of rips. Well done.
Yeah.
Solid list.
Good list.
Yeah.
We did it.
Really is good. Is there anything that you really, really wanted on this list that did not make the list?
All of my picks got on it.
Ooh, nice. That's
Dang.
amazing.
The only
Yeah,
pick I
'cause
had
you
that
guys-
didn't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You guys vetoed. I only had 6, and you guys vetoed 2, and I had 4 picks, so it was perfect.
Oh, okay.
You did it. You did it.
The only one I
Thanks,
had on
guys.
my
that's
list.
that's a collab. Sorry.
That
That's
is
the
a
true
collab.
collab.
Sorry.
Carsen collab.
Was Sally Hawkins in The Shape of Water. Don't feel super strongly about this one. But I thought it was cool that she did a non-speaking role
Mhm.
Yeah.
and learned sign language.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, otherwise no.
I mentioned at the beginning I had 8 movies that I wanted to get on this list. 7 of them made it. The one that didn't is Margot Robbie and I, Tonya, which I was debating between
Interesting.
ScarJo at Marriage Story because I knew it needed to be towards the bottom, but I was hoping you would make it. But that's the only one on mine that I really wanted to end up here that did make it.
Her accent was so bad. I cannot believe you loved that performance. That's so weird.
I think the movie's
I mean,
great. I don't know. I loved her performance. I thought it was fantastic. So had a
I
great
don't think
time
I
with it.
noticed, or maybe I noticed the accent. But hey, guys, another movie that's well edited, surprisingly.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
true.
Yeah.
Funny Sebastian Stan too.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one.
I think it's worth noting that we had 13 spots here. We had a lot of years. And I just think it's kind of funny that Annette Bening was on this list and none of us were like, hey, let's toss her an honorary spot on the list. My girl just can't. She'll never win an Oscar. I just hate to break it to everybody that still has faith. It's never going to happen. Does she deserve to be on this list? No, I don't think so. Who does deserve to be on this list? You guys already know.
Meryl Streep.
We've failed.
Meryl
Honestly,
Streep in
Meryl
Post.
Streep in The Post, I could
That
make
should
an
be-
argument for like a 12 or 13. I really
August
could.
Osage County, also a great movie. She does wonderful. She had 4 nominations out of this decade. Like she showed up the most here, but
And she didn't make
Iron
the
Lady
list?
wasn't making it.
It's because all of these movies are like, in my opinion, the ones I forget about.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
None
They're
of
the
these
ones
are
you
the River
scroll
Wild.
past.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That's brutal. All right. Well, we've done it. Whether this was a beneficial exercise or not, who's to say, really? I think we should probably do a draft for war movies so we can collab Zero Dark 30 to the number 1 spot. That's what I'm feeling about that. Huge thank
Make us
you
watch
to
war.
Annie and Carsen of the Movie Mavens podcast for joining us on this draft. Annie, I'll start with you. If people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at Annie_Jaynes or on X, which I don't use. It's the reverse, Jaynes_Annie.
Nice. Mix it up. Keep the people guessing. Carsen,
never know.
if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
Thank you so much for having us, you guys.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, this was so much fun. You can find Movie Mavens wherever you listen to podcasts, on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We're even on Pandora. And you can find us on Instagram at Movie Mavens. We do spicy double features, so we watch 2 movies that are related in some way each week. And if you have a recommendation for a spicy dub, hit us up.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm Blue Jean Baby, BLUJEANBABIE.
Yeah, highly recommend following Carsen for the good gravity takes. I'm sure, isn't your account just like literally like every day you're like space is dope and then you just tweet like a gif of gravity?
It's one shot of Sandra Bullock, and every day I post a closer and closer shot of her
just
face.
zooms in every day.
Yeah, it's been going on for 8 years. So
It's commitment. It's incredible. Thank you,
check
Ben.
out their pod. Yeah, I just want to say I went on there. We did Dune Part 2 and Prisoners. It was a ton of fun. So please check out Movie Mavens. I love that podcast.
That's a true Denis
Thank you.
double spicy double
Denis
feature right
double,
there.
yeah.
Ooh, I
it was
love
a
that.
Denis dub.
Ben, thanks for co-hosting with me as always. Even though every time we get into a collab draft together, I'm always like, oh, this is going to be so great hanging out with my best friend. And then you're like, get the fuck out of here. You don't watch good movies. Super cool. I will give people a little bit of a preview of what might be coming over the next couple of weeks. I know we haven't announced it as of yet on Twitter, but we do have a super draft coming up. We got a mega film franchises auction draft. Me, Ben,
intense.
Sophie, a few other people. It's gonna be wild. And I'm already scared. I gotta be honest with you. I'm already really, really scared. It's gonna be really, really fun. So tune in for that. Be sure to listen and subscribe to the Movie Draft Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes will be released weekly on Tuesdays. We'll see you then.